So Lennar's a home builder, right? And so is KB Homes. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's been a housing boom over COVID. Now, all my realtor friends say that they are as busy as they've ever been. And I've put a couple articles on here for you to look at. You can look at them. Here, I'll paste them in the chat. But I'm guessing their numbers are going to be stellar for the home builders. Now, the question is that priced in? Or have we priced that in? Well, nobody knows, right? But look, this is in a beautiful, KBH is in a beautiful TTM squeeze. They have earnings coming up on the 22nd, right there. You see their run-in data right here? 67, 67, 92, 58, 58 with an 83% gap up. So just know Lennar's got earnings Monday. I'm in Lennar. I got in on Friday. I'm going to add to it on Monday. I'm actually going to play this through because earnings moves 83%, opening gap 75%. Okay, so the other play that I'm playing with home building is KBH, 83% gap up, and I'm going to play this for a run up. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for Lennar and KBH. Chewy. Now, Chewy's numbers were great. They brought in more people last quarter than I think all of last year. And I think those customers are going to stay because it's not when things get easier, you don't go back to the harder way of doing it. So people are now ordering from Chewy. Why are they going to go back to Walmart and pick up their food or their whatever they need? So I think they're going to keep those customers. The problem is the CEO sold down to 11,000 shares. He sold his shares. Well, what do most people think when a CEO is selling? Well, crap, right? Let's get out. Now, you can also see the stats on Chewy. So I made me and the guys in the short room, we made a lot of money on Chewy. Look at these stats. It's horrible. We played this thing through. We shorted afterwards. We shorted the day after, and then we shorted the day after. Well, look what happens. For whatever reason, it pulls, and then it's got actually pretty good data afterwards. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for Chewy to put in a bottom here soon, and to actually get long for an investment, but also to play short term. I like what they do. I like the company. I like the idea. So if we can start putting in a base, I'm looking to get long pretty quick. Look at all these people that are getting shaken out. I think this was the line that shook people out. So I think we're going to start seeing candles like right here, like these three. I think those are going to start getting put in, and we're going to start putting in a base. You can see this is where a lot of volume profile people are, right? We've got a nice little flag top here that we put in. So, you know, if I can get to where this line is, man, I'm all about it, around 50 bucks. I don't know if it's going to get there. 52.48 is another line. And then you can see this is the volume profile line that we pulled too, right? So these are the areas I'm looking to get long. Yeah, exactly. Not that if I can get it in that. So that 50, 51 area, that's like A plus for me. If I can get it in that area, I'm all about it. But I'm actually going to start trying to get into it a little bit sooner. But again, guys, you have to be willing to stop out and admit you were wrong. If I get in, let's say Monday, we're looking to get a little bit of bounce. Let's say we gap up to here. I'll play the gap close on it. So if we back gap up to, let's say, 54.50, I'll play a gap close. So if it comes down to the 53.81 and we double bottom off of this area, I'll play that. But again, if we try to come up and let me pull up my pin. So what this would look like, let's say we open here, right? Well, I would look to play this gap fill to play a double bottom, right? 1, 2, and see if we can get back over. Okay. this is that neckline. If we can't break that neckline, if we come back down and we flush through, I was wrong, right? You have to be willing to stop out. And then you just pick it up lower, right? But if we break, great. That neckline will come up, we'll retest, and we'll probably reject off of this right here. So that's kind of how I play. Just, you have to be willing to, guys, I stop out so many times, like my losses, I'll stop out and lose 10 cents, 50 cents, whatever. I'll stop out 5, 6, 7 times until I find the bottom. That's why on the quiz, I'm like, hey, do you guys play falling knives? Well, guess what? I don't care if you do or don't, but what would you call this? This is a falling knife. I'm willing to play it because I'm ready to stop out. All right, now, you cannot play falling knives or try to guess tops if you do not stop out. You will destroy your account quickly. All right. So AMD, the guys, the way that Lisa Sue from AMD is paid is she is paid through incentives through stocks. The CEOs are often paid that way, especially for growth companies, because they don't want to take cash off the books. So the CEO for Chewy still has restricted shares of up to 2 million. So that's 61.8. Is that retracement? Perfect. You see how Anand's kind of giving me more ammo, like that 61.8 for that run up? That's beautiful. That's how you work together as a team. So Anand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that 52 area. Actually, I'm going to take this 5250 area and put in a super alert. But this is going to be on my watch list. Like, I've got a screen that's got just 8 tickers on it that I just leave up. And Chewy will be on that screen next week. All right, so SFix. SFix is a run into ER play. You see this right here? 73%, 73%, 55%. So I'm just trying to catch a run. Now, keep in mind their earnings is September 22nd after market close, which means it's the 23rd. So 3 days isn't until the 18th, which is Friday. Well, let's look at the chart. So, guys, the point of this data isn't to say I'm not going to buy until the 18th. The point of this data is to give you an idea of what happens. We get a little push into the ER. That's it. That's all we're looking at. Okay, great. When is the best time to get a little push? Just looking at this chart, knowing we're going to get a push in a little bit, when are you going to buy? You guys tell me, what would be a good buy point? When should I get into Chewy? Okay, Josh says now. Okay, that's his opinion now. Anybody else? Peter says 25.60. I love Peter's. Peter, yours is exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, exactly. That 21, I am in, right? At 21 EMA, I am in. Because look, it's right on this volume profile line. Absolutely. But let's go back to Josh's point. Josh says now. You know what, Josh? I don't disagree with you. So that 21, I'm all about it. That's like A++ for me, right? So at 21 EMA, I'm all about it. But look what I put in here. So if I don't get a pull to this 21, I'll be looking to get long between the 8 and the 21. So if you wanted to, you could have got long on Friday. It fell between the 8. I think that was a good shot. I don't know. This is one of Nate's favorite stocks as well. And so, again, I'm not telling you to do this as a long-term strategy. But guys, you can scout the people that chase Nate, and you can make a lot of money. I knew as soon as Nate said Shaq, I knew Nate was going to pick. I knew what option Nate was going to buy. I bought 40 of them. I bought them for like $1, I think. And as soon as everybody chased, they went to $1.60. What do you think I did? I'm up 60% in 5 seconds. So I sold. And I was like, I'll buy them when they come back down. So, you can do this. So, guys, what stock? Like, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate it. You just got me 60%. So what I do, I don't have E-Trade open, but so I would look, I'd say, all right, well, what do you think Nate's going to buy next week if he gets into Stitch Fix? Is Nate? Does anybody know is Nate in Stitch Fix right now? Because if that's the case, he'll probably just add to it. But I would think next week's, I'd have to look at it. But for Lotto X, remember, Matt, what is he in? Do you know? You guys just remember for Lotto X, right? He likes about that dollar range, a dollar, $1.25. He likes that dollar range for Stitch Fix. So that's, for Lotto X. So he doesn't want to get above that because he's looking for percentage gains on Lotto X. For weekly multiplier, he's looking more for $2 range, $2 to $3 range because it's more of a swing. So I would look and I'd say, okay, where can I get a dollar this week's or next week's? When can I get that for about $1? So it's the October monthly 30s. Okay, so there you go. We got October monthly 30s for Nate. So that's what we'd be playing. Do you know if that was on Weekly Money Multiplier or was that on Lotto X? Yeah, that looks like a Weekly Money Multiplier play. So that, you know what that tells me? I'm going to tell you guys right now. I promise you, Nate is going to take a Lotto X on Stitch Fix tomorrow. Let's beat him to it. On Monday, let's beat Nate to the punch so that when he gets in, we can sell, already be in profits, and then when the price drops back down, we can get back in, right? That way we get free plays. So if he's in the Weekly Money Multiplier, I guarantee you he's going to be in the Lotto X next week. So hold on one sec. Nate didn't know when the earnings report is. Let's verify. Let's verify that we know the earnings report. Let's make sure we got it right. I don't understand why he wouldn't know when the earnings report is. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Anand, it doesn't always have to get there, but he bought without checking. Yeah. Okay, great. So I guarantee you guys, next week he is buying a Lotto X. Okay, he's probably going to buy the 18th or the 25th. What are your thoughts on that? I think he's going for the 18th for a little run into for the Lotto X, and I think he'll probably do one that costs about $1, somewhere around $1. I don't have the options chain pulled up, but does anybody have the options chain pulled up on? Not what's the cost? What's the cost for the 18th? It's 80. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so 80 by 115. Yeah, he might even go with the 28s. Yeah. So guys, here's a play. You can go in and you can buy 27, 28. When this thing starts pulling towards 21, Nate's going to jump on it. I guarantee you. Especially if we find a TTM squeeze. So this is how you, I hate to use the word, but it's true. This is how you scout his followers. So Stitch Fix doesn't have any squeezes right now. Put this on your favorites list or whatever. Watch for a lower time frame squeeze to set up. Yeah, okay. So you guys are thinking the exact same way, right? So anyway, so that's that idea. All right, let's jump to Nike. So Nike can do one day before or after. So just look at Nike's earnings right here. I'm very frustrated with Nike because I kept trying to get filled on spreads, but I couldn't do it. I was trying back here, and I couldn't get in. I just wasn't getting filled. I was being too greedy, trying to get a better price. But it kind of took off without me. So now what I'm doing is I'm waiting. I'm waiting on a pullback for Nike. You can see day of 75%. But what I'll tell you, I played Nike a lot through. for whatever reason, like immediately when numbers come out, Nike will get a little pop and then drop. And it's done it 3 or 4 of the last few plays. And the play that I'm definitely going to play is the day of earnings. So I'm going to look for Nike to drop about 2.5% because of this number right here. If you guys don't know what I'm doing, I made a video on this. You guys see this 2.6 on Nike? So whatever the open is for Nike, I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to look for about a 2.6 to get in Nike to capture this. Okay? So that's after. That's not going to be coming up. That's the 22nd, right? But you guys are understanding how I'm seeing this. The other thing that I'm looking to do is if Nike can get a pull on the chart, if I can get Nike down here, I'm actually going to play it through. So those are the two ways that I'm playing Nike. And you've got this 75% the day before, which is next week, which is the 22nd. That's what I'm, if it pulls into that range next week, that's what I'm looking for to pop to get out of it before the earnings. That's why I put it on this week. Now, ACN and full, you can see that these are drift plays, right? You see the 75% drift. Does everybody understand? So Efron, so you could play the stock through, yes. But what I would do, Efron, is I would sell a naked put through. Efron, so Efren, I'm gonna get this right. I need a shocker. I need one of those shock collars when I say your name wrong. You just press the button and it shocks me. Efren, your overstock play. Did you see? Did you see how well it worked out? Not overstock, Oracle, right? Look, it worked, right? Below 60. So just imagine if you would have actually played it right and you would have bought next week's, you'd be even more in the money, right? So even though you messed up the play and you bought the 18s, you still got it. You still were right. Yeah. So did you freak out? Yeah. Write this in your journal. You got scared. You freaked out. You know, whatever you got to do. Write this in your journal, and remember that, and just say, okay, was it a smart decision? Go through it. Did you follow your risk tolerance? If you played it right, that's fine. If you did it based off of emotion, you cannot do that. You get something and whack yourself in the hand, a ruler or something, and be like, look, I cannot let emotion control me. The way that I do it, guys, like I pride myself, and this may be a little egotistical, and I apologize, but this is just who I am. I pride myself on being better than other people. And what I mean by that is I look at it as a competition. Being better doesn't mean make more money, doesn't mean anything like, hey, I'm better than you, look at me. What it means is I'm going to work harder. I'm going to be smarter. I'm going to make better decisions than most people. And to do that, I cannot let my lizard brain control me. And so anytime I let my lizard brain control me, guess what that puts me? That puts me with the masses. I do not want to be with the masses. I want to be in the minority, right? I cannot let my lizard brain control me, and that lizard brain is emotion. Okay, we gotta accept the lizard brain. We can't let the logical side beat up the emotional side. We gotta say, hey, you know what? It's okay you feel that way, but let's look at it from this perspective. All right. So with Nike, Efren, if you see, check this out. So Nike went below last time and above once and below once there, right? Now we look at Nike's implied move right now is 8%. Can you find anywhere on here where Nike after earnings dropped 8%? Is there, in the history of Nike's earnings reports here since back to 2013, has Nike ever dropped 8% on an earnings report move? The answer is no. It's not here. The closest one was the last one at 7.6. So, Ephraim, me playing this through looks like getting Nike at 8%, selling a put, a naked put at 8%. Because guess what? If Nike drops that 8% and I get put the shares, I'm happy because I got the premium. And then after, look at what happened last time. Just this one time that it did drop about 8%. Look how much it went up. Right? So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for in Nike, and that's how I would play it through, but I'm definitely going to play it after. Lennar KBH, we already talked about. All right, now